In the swirling mist of a continent in turmoil, from the bloodied marches of the Balkans and the weary cries of 1,000 battles, there arose a breed of warrior that would soon thunder across history, the Polish winged hussar. They were not born in the gilded courts of kings, nor sculpted by idle dreamers. They were hewn from necessity, from exile, and from the unyielding will to survive a world bent on conquest. The first hussars were not Polish at all, but Serbian exiles, light cavalrymen fleeing the relentless Ottoman advance in the 15th century. They brought with them a style of warfare fast and fierce, one meant not for the heavy ranks of medieval knights, but for the wild chaos of ambush, flight, and sudden death. Poland, ever the frontier between worlds, saw in these riders a new possibility. As Muscovy expanded in the east and the Ottoman menace loomed from the south, Poland's kings summoned these foreign warriors, gave them land, and bade them fight under the White Eagle's wings. But Poland did not merely adopt the hussar, it transformed him. Under the reign of King Stephen Bathory in the late 16th century, these light cavalrymen were reborn. No longer skirmishers on half-starved ponies, the Polish hussar became a mailed angel of war, armored not only in steel, but in a mystique that would terrify all who faced him. The slender horse of the Balkan hills was replaced with the mighty Polish charger, bred for strength, speed, and the ability to carry a rider in full gear at a relentless gallop. Their weapons evolved too, enormous lances, the kopia stretching up to 6 meters long, crafted from hollow wood for both reach and agility, became their spear points against the modern armies of Europe. And then there were the wings, those impossible, unforgettable wings. Set on wooden frames and bristling with eagle or ostrich feathers, they were lashed to saddles or cuirasses. Some said the wings created an unearthly sound as the hussars charged, a drumming roar like the rush of a storm. Others whispered that they foiled the lassos of Tatar horsemen, or simply magnified the terror of their appearance. Whatever the truth, the psychological weapon was devastating. When the hussars lowered their lances and surged forward, their wings alive in the wind, they seemed less like men and more like the avenging host of heaven itself. Their golden age was written in blood and triumph. At Kirchholm in 1605, a Polish force 1/3 the size of the Swedish army shattered its enemy with a sequence of precise, ferocious charges. At Kutyn in 1610, the hussars smashed through Russian and foreign troops, capturing Moscow itself for a brief, almost surreal moment in history. And at Vienna in 1683, at the climactic hour when Europe seemed poised to fall to the Ottoman tide, the Polish king, Jan III Sobieski, led a colossal cavalry charge, 20,000 strong, with hussars at the heart. They crashed down the slopes of Mount Kahlenberg like a divine tempest. The siege was broken. The fate of Christendom in that moment was rewritten. Yet even the brightest star must wane. As firearms grew, deadlier infantry tactics hardened, and new forms of cavalry emerged, the winged hussar found himself increasingly a relic of another age. No valor could stop the slow death knell of change. By 1776, in the last twilight before the partitions of Poland, the winged hussar regiments were formally disbanded, fading not with a great final charge but quietly into the mists of memory. But what a memory they left behind. The hussars were more than soldiers. They were Poland's answer to a brutal world. Not submission, not despair, but a transformation into something extraordinary. They teach us that identity can be shaped not by clinging to what was, but by forging what must be. That courage is not the absence of fear, but the act of becoming fearsome. That beauty and terror, if wedded skillfully, can win battles before a blade is drawn. In the death cries of empires, in the clash of swords, and the breaking of shields, there sometimes arises a thing so magnificent that it outlives the age that made it. Dziękuję. Like and subscribe to pay respects for these brave warriors.